Yes. All right, NFL, here we go. Broncos, Chargers, Thursday. Denver, $3.20. 45.5 the total. Broncos face a short week without Kubiak, taken to the hospital after Sunday's loss. Will be given the full week off. How much does that hurt prep, especially with the young QBs, although Simeon's supposed to be back?
Yeah, it doesn't help for Denver. And certainly if you watch Paxton Lynch play on Sunday, he was lost. I mean, he wasn't ready. And that was with Kubiak giving him all week. It looked like a very different quarterback than the quarterback that had come in relief the previous week when the adrenaline was flowing and his team was playing with a lead. But for Kubiak, I mean, it's a, quote, complex migraine condition. And this is a guy, remember, he suffered a stroke at halftime of a game against the Colts back in, or a mini stroke. Spent a couple nights in the hospital in 2013. So it's the second time in the last 4 years that he's left a stadium in an ambulance. That's not necessarily a good sign moving forward. The specials teams coordinator, Joe Camillus, is the acting head coach for Denver in this ballgame. But, yeah, they got Camillus. They also have a guy named Wade Phillips, who's been around the league for a long, long time, and who will likely be very involved in most of the decisions for the Broncos this week, even though he's not going to be the guy who is the quote-unquote official acting head coach. But, I mean, the key for Denver is just Simeon back at quarterback. Paxton Lynch, he sacked 6 times versus Atlanta. He was a deer in the headlights throughout. There is a significant power rating differential between Denver with Simeon behind center and Denver with their backup rookie quarterback who isn't ready behind center, particularly on a short week heading on the road.
Very good article on the Chargers in the Wall Street Journal. They ran the numbers. It's like 30 million to 1 that the Chargers have lost all these games with the late leads. And now is it a good thing that they go right back out there after another tough loss against the Raiders?
Well, I mean, look, they gained 8.3 yards per play against Oakland. That was the best in the NFL last week. All right. They won the margin, a net of plus 2.6 yards per play against Oakland. That was also the best in the NFL last week, and they lost the game. For the year, they're getting 6.1 yards per play, number 4 in the NFL, and they've won 1 game so far. What's going on? They're obviously finding ways to lose. This past week, the snap is fine, the hold is not fine, the game-winning field goal attempt never even gets to get kicked, and boom, ball game over. Mike McCoy, quote, just when you think you've seen it all, something like that happens. Phillip Rivers, quote, if I didn't have my faith or my family, I don't know how people do it. I would literally be a lunatic. I know I get crazy some, but I would be out of my mind because I was having these thoughts of coming in here and screaming and hollering and say things that I don't say. 30 million to 1. Hey, sometimes you see the analytics guys come in and deliver nonsense like 30 million to 1 the Chargers lost all 4 games. Any better in the world would take 30 million to 1 that the Chargers could lose all 4 of those games because that's the nature of the NFL. And once you lose one and then you lose the second one, they can really start feeding on each other. That's what's happening with San Diego right now, a team that's finding ways to lose and expecting to lose as opposed to expecting to win. That's not, you say, is it better to play on Thursday night? I mean, maybe it is, and you don't sit around and think about it all week. But on the other hand, when you're finding ways to lose, Denver's a team that can continue to give you ways to lose. I don't like San Diego's chances on Thursday night.
Hey guys, for the full video, go to sbrpicks.com.
Do your research before you bet. Check out our ratings guide to see which books have the best ratings and sign-up bonuses. Open up several accounts. Shop for lines at sbrodds.com. Always be ahead of the game.